I'm very happy to say, and it feels like I'm saying it for the first time in a while, that there are a lot of quality altcoin projects out there that have the potential to exhibit serious pumps over very short periods of time. And that's a combination of things, but a major reason, a major variable is the US government, which has added new crypto laws. One of these new laws, as I'm sure you've heard by now, is the Genius Act. We've talked about it. Of course, it's been in the news. And really, it is a historic milestone, not only for stablecoins, but also for altcoins, which makes us happy, right? Make sure that you do not sleep on the Genius Act. Try to understand it in some capacity, at least try to understand how it could benefit you, because chances are, I'm sure it will, even if only indirectly. Smart money is already moving very, very quickly. Now, this new law, like I said, is for stable coins. However, it can also ignite some pretty explosive growth for altcoins. We're going to talk about what the Genius Act is all about, and specifically, I'm going to count down 5 altcoins that stand to benefit the most from it. Welcome to the channel. Happy Monday. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest. I genuinely wish you well, but I am not a financial or investment advisor, nor is this video official financial or investment advice. Let's start and make sure we're all on the same page. We'll begin with a little bit of context here. So Trump already signed the Genius Act last Friday. It's now a law officially. And according to a White House statement, it's what they call long overdue legislation. For the very first time, stablecoins have this new federal regulatory system. And a lot of people would describe it as long overdue because it creates the first ever federal regulatory system for stablecoins, thus ensuring their stability and trust through strong reserve requirements. All stablecoin issuers must back their coins 100% with liquid assets like US dollars or short-term treasuries. It's also very transparent too, because issuers must publish monthly public disclosures of how their reserves are composed. Their marketing also has to follow very strict guidelines. So for example, they cannot claim that the US government backs their stablecoins. That's just not accurate. Furthermore, it aligns stablecoin framework on state and federal levels, which is important because that means it ensures that there's consistency all across the United States. Also, the act offers consumer protection just in case an issuer becomes insolvent. But the kicker here, especially as it pertains to cryptocurrency, and as I see it, is that existing stablecoins, the ones that are already out there, and their networks have a major advantage here starting out. They already have everything in place, obviously. So having clear rules for stablecoins could reduce things like counterparty risk. It could also improve liquidity and streamline on and off ramps for trading digital assets that are not stablecoins. Now, the Genius Act can be implemented either 18 months after the date of the enactment, which was July 18th, 2025. That would bring us to January 18th, 2027. That's one option. Or it can be implemented in 120 days. This needs the primary federal payment stablecoin regulators to issue final rulemaking implementing the act. So I'd say the most realistic and what I'm personally anticipating as far as dates is January 18th, again, 2027. Sounds like a long way off, but 18 months. This may give an additional boost to the affected coins, the relevant coins and projects in the interim. Another important date, however, is July 2028. It is against the law, actually, once the law is in place for 3 years, to issue a stablecoin in the United States, meaning by that time, you have to be a permitted stablecoin issuer that meets the Act's requirements. And so the Act is now law. However, it will take time to lay out all of the required details and rails. Nonetheless, issuers need to be fully compliant by that date, like I mentioned, July 2028. As you have seen these last few days and these last few weeks, we've been talking about slowly unveiling a new project that we're very proud of here at Altcoin Buzz. Check out the link in the description below. We're inviting all of our viewers to try it, to check it out. Once again, you can find the link and participate in the description below. Let's now talk about some of those stablecoin projects that already have the rails and their networks in place. We're beginning here with the SUI Network. SUI is the token, and this is an altcoin project that is going to kick off the list here as one that I feel is going to greatly benefit from this new legislation. They've already integrated major stablecoins into their ecosystem. It's pretty simple, actually. For example, the big news here, there's native USDC on SUI. This resulted in a massive stablecoin surge on SUI. Probably no surprise there. The stablecoin supply on SUI actually did almost a 100x in just 1 year. And then in addition to that, SUI is also seeing all-time highs in daily stablecoin transfer metrics. In turn, this boosted SUI's DeFi ecosystem very significantly. Its TVL is also seeing new all-time highs. In fact, that metric is now at $2.25 billion and growing. One thing in this space obviously leads to the other, and all this improves institutional interest in SUI. 21 Shares, for example, they recently filed for a SUI ETF. And so this means that you can probably get ready for a new wave of new dApps and payment solutions courtesy of SUI and on SUI. There should also be a lot of new partnerships on the horizon as well that will soon be announced, so keep an eye out for that. And the price of SUI SUI has responded well over the course of the last month. The last 30 days here were up over 15%. Not too bad. And while it's certainly been a volatile stretch, the last 12 months for SUI has seen a net positive increase of 368%. Now, we're at just above $4 right now. I would argue, as would many others, that $10 is the next firm target. And then $15 realistically is possible. So SUI and many others have already all the rails that they need in place. Now, imagine your new Citibank stablecoin hits the market. Adoption is going to take time if it happens. And the fact is that many non-Citi customers won't trust it either way. It also looks like all these coins will be so-called custodied collateral-based coins. And the thing is, USDT, USDC, USDS/DAI, DAI/SKY have already passed this very important test. Citibank and the likes of Citibank, they have not. Nonetheless, it can still be a successful coin for Citibank. It's possible that Citi doesn't use it for retail. Instead, Citi can use it internally if they want. Just one idea, but they can do that to reduce their money transfer costs. Since the Genius Act passed, we have number 2 here on the list, Stellar, ticker XLM, which has seen an increase in the supply, both the supply actually, and the volume of USDC. This month alone, Stellar saw a stablecoin increase of around $187 million, or 22%. And then during the same time frame, transaction volume is over $1.7 billion, which represents a massive 189% increase. So really, really good numbers here. This raises major institutional and corporate interest. Of course, Stellar is, don't forget, an ISO 222 compliant project. This is a global financial messaging standard, basically. It supports new financial technologies like cryptocurrency. Banks and multinationals will enjoy this for their payment flows. When TradFi onboards blockchain infrastructure, Stellar will definitely have an edge. Check out our recent video here on Stellar. It gives you a pretty good idea about Stellar's payments and cross-border options. Stellar's network offers a lot of things, by the way, including cross-border remittances, corporate payouts, and a whole bunch of fintech integrations. And major firms that are looking for a chain for their own stablecoin actually may want to consider Stellar. The XLM price is certainly exhibiting a lot of strength right now. We are at 48 cents at the moment, and that's up over 100% in the last 30 days. Not too bad. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is sponsored by SUI. Altcoins right now seem to finally be on the move from what has been a pretty rough 2025 so far in the crypto markets, but people are kind of getting that feeling that alt season may start soon if it hasn't already. And SUI is having a great 2025 so far by comparison, by bucking the otherwise nasty trend from most in the first half of the year, while still growing right now. It has quickly become one of the leading altcoins in this market and is up over 370% in the last year, in the last 12 months. Let's check out why. First of all, SUI is crushing it on all fronts in which it's involved. It's killing it in the big sectors that it supports, like DeFi. That's where SUI nearly crossed $2 billion in TVL and is almost at $1.5 billion in record time. SUI also has some of the fastest stablecoin growth of any chain, so people are using it for real transactions. And Walrus is changing the game in decentralized data storage. Its token launch was a big success, while Seal and Nautilus make things more secure and more private. Plus, SUI Play 0x1 is coming in September and is now officially sold out with 10,000 pre-orders. SUI even has a small but rapidly growing meme coin market for the meme coin lovers out there, if that's your jam. If you haven't used SUI lately, then you should come check it out. Give it a try. And also follow SUI's X account for all the latest updates. Check out the link in the description below. Next up on our list here is Polygon, ticker POL, a project that we've not talked a whole lot about recently, to be fair, but it's been kind of a long-term dominant layer 2 for stablecoins, so it certainly fits into this list. You can find many major stables on Polygon. So for example, USDC, also USDT. It's a project that offers efficient, fast, and low-cost transactions. Plus, Polygon is compliant, which is something that's very, very important. In fact, it's imperative when it comes to institutional interests. Polygon, of course, changed from its familiar Matic token to POL, P-O-L. This is in line actually with the Genius Act's need for compliance. It now offers much better scalability options. Validators currently are able to secure various Polygon chains, which meets cross-chain requirements as defined by the Act. Furthermore, Polygon can cater to institutional use cases. So for instance, it offers the Polygon CDK, also a staking hub, and ZK proofs. All of this is under one roof, by the way. The current price of POL, P-O-L, is just below 26 cents as I record. It is up by over 40% in the last month. POL has had a hard time, if I'm going to be honest, but if we go back to its all-time high for context, that's $1.29, so about a 5x from here. Given that it's once again very relevant as an established project, I think it's not unrealistic that we not only meet, but perhaps eventually exceed that previous all-time high. Again, $1.29. All right, here's a project now that I really personally like. We rarely talk about it on the channel. It is Cronos, ticker CRO, which is part, of course, of the Crypto.com family. And Cronos is the Crypto.com blockchain. And as it happens, they're planning to launch their very own stablecoin in Q3, which basically means any moment now. Cronos, of course, already rolled out its V2, which makes it 10 times faster and 10 times cheaper, which very much helps when it comes to institutional cards who look for compliant chains. And we very much see this institutional interest manifesting in launching a Cronos ETF during Q4. I think that's quite likely. Really, the general DeFi ecosystem of Cronos will also see a boost. And then, of course, integrating with some of the regulated stablecoins out there will very likely and very greatly increase its TVL, total value locked. The price of Cronos CRO is also up over 40% in the last month. We're sitting right now at just over 12 cents. For context, its all-time high is 96 cents. So almost exactly a 6x from here. Not even part of this discussion so far is the fact that it's just at the heart of a really good ecosystem. I'm not shilling at this point. They're not a sponsor, but I'm a very big user of Crypto.com. I stake a lot of CRO. I use the card, whose functionality is terrific. So this is kind of, for me, actually a personal favorite, along with some of the others that I often talk about on this channel that is kind of underhyped, under-sensationalized, but is just a great, solid project with very solid and very real-world use cases. And that ecosystem is also very strong. Check this one out if you're hearing about it for the first time or if it's just a project that hasn't been on your radar. Last but not least here, we have SKI, S-K-I, perhaps better known as MakerDAO. They completely rebranded about a year ago from MakerDAO to SKI. So SKI already offers the USDS stablecoin, and the Genius Act gives, like I said, clear, specific legal guidelines, making it easier to interact with this stablecoin. Now, SKI has a decentralized design and is very active in DeFi. It aligns with a lot of those new standards, and it's been around for a long time. All the way back in 2018 is when it kicked off. These are good indicators for getting accepted into the Act. The price of SKI saw less positive price appreciation compared to the other altcoins on this list that we've looked at, but keep an eye out for it. The current price right now is at 8.6, almost 8.7 cents. It's up more modestly over the course of the last 30 days, but almost up 14%, so not too bad. Its all-time high is actually, not too far from where we are right now. Its all-time high was previously 10 cents. It's just a question now of how much above that previous all-time high are we going to go. It's not a small market cap that we're at, $1.8 billion, but certainly there is a lot of room to grow given the context of what they're doing, given the legislation, given the stablecoin landscape. So Perhaps a little bit of a sleeper hit on this list, but it hasn't really moved just yet. We fully anticipate that will be the case eventually. So check out Sky. Also, guys, sound off in the comments below if I missed your coin, if I missed your project that you feel is going to most benefit from the Genius Act and other stablecoin legislation. Let me know about it below. Also, be sure to join our discussions on social media. Those are happening. Those are ongoing on X and on Discord. You can find those links in the description of this video.